All right, Sarah, you're at Orange Theory right now, just absolutely kicking butt. So figured I would take the time to answer some of these questions. And the first one I have is your favorite color. And I can't tell if this is just because this is my favorite color on you, which is green. But I'm gonna go with green, and obviously not like a dark green or like a lime green, but I think that you really like a sage green or like an olive green, kind of tasteful. I can tell you what you really do not like, which is navy blue, which happens to be one of my favorite colors, but that's okay. Okay, so would Sarah rather be on the beach or cozy in a cabin? And I think this is just a no-brainer. Sarah would definitely rather be cozy in a cabin. If you know Sarah, that is just right up her alley. While she does love the beach, and we love spending time at the beach together, having full day beach days, I think finding Sarah in a cabin, in a cozy cabin, specifically her cabin, is the happiest you'll see her. Okay, Sarah's favorite food. I had a hard time with this one because we have this in common where we are not picky eaters and we like all sorts of different food. Sushi in particular, we love going out to have sushi together. But I would say with Sarah, her favorite food is anything home cooked. And I think particularly by Becky is going to be her favorite type of food. And even more specifically, I think Sarah really likes like an oven baked chicken recipe, maybe like chicken thighs, with some veggies and a good side. Something hearty, homemade, made by Becky is going to be her favorite type of food. Sarah's favorite clothing item to buy. I feel like Sarah's gonna be laughing at me answering this because I give her such a hard time about how often boxes of clothes come into the house. It's pretty much endless, and I would say there's no limit to her favorite, type of clothing item to buy. My first instinct is shoes. She loves shoes, but I think if you know Sarah, you know she loves a cozy sweater. I wouldn't be surprised if she's wearing a cozy sweater as we speak. It is just what she loves to go out in and just be comfortable in. And I would say that's probably her favorite clothing item to buy. Sarah's drink order. This one's easy. Gonna keep it short and sweet. Tequila soda with a splash of pineapple every time. Who said I love you first? That would be me. We did an annual trip to Shasta Lake in college, and my junior year, her senior year, we had just started dating. And in the most romantic setting you could possibly imagine, sitting on the dirt on an island on Shasta Lake while one of our friends was performing a DJ set in the background, beers in hand, told her I love you. All right, Sarah's perfect day in LA. I wrote this one down because I put some deep thought into this. It's going to start with sleeping in a little bit, not too late, probably like 8:30, maybe 9. Rue is going to be cuddling on her chest as we wake up, and he's then going to want treats, so that'll get us out of bed. The next thing would be a morning coffee walk, either in the neighborhood or down to the beach and walking on the beach with coffee in hand. Ideally, it's a nice sunny day, and then we'll come back to the house. We'll take a shower, get ready for the day. From there, I would say maybe a quick farmer's market stroll and maybe pick up like a fresh piece of salmon for the evening, and then some veggies, and then come back home. From there, we would hop in the car, drive to the east side. We would go to Found Oyster for lunch, definitely. Get all of her favorite things off the menu there. Come back to the west side. Now, I know this is a lot of traffic and driving, but this is like assuming all of that is just easy and seamless. Back to the west side, I would say maybe a late afternoon beach session, probably like call it 2 or 3 p.m. This is like dead of summer, so the days are much longer. Hang out at the beach for maybe, let's say, 2 hours, come back home, shower up, go get happy hour, ideally a martini or tequila soda with a splash of pineapple, maybe a glass of wine. And then we'd come home and prepare a really good dinner from the salmon that we got at the farmer's market. Had a really nice home cooked meal, throw a movie on, maybe have some friends over to share that meal with, and then go to bed. All right, little change of scenery here. My biggest pet peeve that Sarah does is when she burps. She'll just let out this crazy loud belch out of nowhere, just while we're hanging on the couch or driving or whenever it is. And then she'll just be like, I literally couldn't hold it in. And I'm like, yes, you could have. And for whatever reason, it's my pet peeve, but she does it all the time, so that's going to really embarrass her. But yeah, when she burps. All right, so Sarah's pet peeve that I do, I'm sure there are many, many options here. But the one that really comes to mind is when we're driving and the air is on, regardless of the temperature. And let's say I get too cold or too hot, and I'll just cut it all together to zero. So there's no airflow. It's just a habit. She will go from, great attitude, totally happy, everything's good, to wanting to basically rip my head off. So that's gotta be one of her biggest pet peeves, if not the biggest. All right, so the best date we've ever been on actually, I think, happened recently. And this was actually an all-day date that we did, that was pretty epic. And it all started with, in the morning, we woke up, got coffee, did our typical routine. We went to Found Oyster for lunch, like I mentioned, is her favorite restaurant in LA. Had a great lunch. From there, we went to a studio tour at Paramount Studios, which was really cool. And then from there, went to the Pantages Theater to see Harry Potter on Broadway here in LA. And then before that, we went out to a really nice dinner at Pizzeria Moza, which is one of our favorite restaurants in LA, and had an awesome dinner. So that whole stretch in one big Saturday is at least my answer for the best date we've ever been on. It was an awesome day. We have been on some pretty awesome dates, though, so I'm curious to see what she'd answer here. Okay, so who made the first move? That, again, was me. And basically happened during a day party in college. I had gotten inside info that Sarah thought I was cute. And then we were hosting a party that night at my live out, and I had gotten some more inside info that she was going to be there, and with Juju. And sure enough, she showed up, and pretty much almost instantly went up to her and introduced myself. And the rest is history. We hung out that whole night. Okay, so my favorite thing about Sarah, this is obviously the hardest question to answer out of this whole bunch, because there are countless things that are my favorite thing about Sarah. But when I really give this some thought and try to come up with one thing that is my favorite. I think that Sarah absolutely brings out the best in people, specifically her close friends and family. And I think that's a testament to um, the relationships she builds and the friendships she makes, and the loyalty she has to her family. I think people tend to reflect that back on her. And even people she meets for the very first time tend to let their guard down right away. And I see this firsthand and become even in that moment, the best versions of themselves, or at least the versions of themselves that are most comfortable. And I think that's such an awesome trait for anyone to have, where you kind of radiate this comfort wherever you go, and that people can feel like they can be themselves around you. And this is most especially true with me, because ever since I met Sarah, I have always felt like the best version of myself. I've always felt like I can 100% be myself around her. And that's obviously so important in any relationship. But I feel like Sarah has brought that into my life, which I'm so thankful for. And I'd like to think that, anyone that's watching this right now, or any of her friends and family, would 100% agree with this, that she tends to bring out the absolute best in people, no matter the situation.